Hi, welcome to CNY Woman Knits and Crochets. I'm Mindy, your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY. You can find me as Knitter CNY on both Ravelry and Instagram. I come to you from the Syracuse, New York area. That's why the CNY is in my name for Central New York. Central New York State, that is, not the city. I live about 4.5 hours north of New York City. Syracuse is right in the middle of the state. If you find a huge big lake called Oneida Lake, I live quite near there. So I'm going to turn on the light, give us a little bit more ambiance so you can see things. I worked on a couple projects this week. I finished one. I'm working on two currently. And then I'm going to show you plans for something I'm going to do probably after the holidays are done. Depends on when I get certain things done. The first thing that I finished this week is a blanket. It is out of 2 cakes of mandala in giant. The way this went was I started at this lower edge here and then worked up, but the blanket is actually sideways because that's the way it goes. It's called the Life is Not a Race blanket. If you look in the last podcast, I linked it there in the notes. I can't remember the creator who did it, but I followed her tutorial, which was quite easy. If you know how to double crochet and chain, you can make this blanket. Really super easy. You use 2 skeins together and a size L hook, so it goes relatively fast. And you can see all the pretty color changes that are in there because of the way the yarn kind of marls around. And that'll be going as a donation for Project Linus. I've got one more pickup in December, and then our coordinator is taking off a couple months because she has to have surgery and she'll be out of commission. So she won't do another pickup until probably March. So the next project I'm working on is out of Yarnspirations Bernat Baby Blanket. This color is called Pretty Girl. I'm using 2 skeins of it. And if you know anything about me, you probably guessed it was the Ripple blanket. Really, really simple project. It's super easy to do. It uses a size L hook, which is an 8mm hook. And just if you are looking for Bernat baby blanket yarn right now, go over to Mary Maxim. They have it, the large balls on sale, the 10.5 ounce balls on sale for $3.99 US. So if you go over there, I can't guarantee how long that's going to be there, but I just noticed it the other night. They came up with new colors that were different from the last time they bought them. So I ended up buying enough for 2 throw size blankets, the grade school or teenager size blankets, which is 4 skeins a piece. And I redeemed my points for free shipping. So that was good. So this is that blanket. This pattern has been linked a bunch of times. If you look up Bernat blanket frosting ripple blanket, you'll find it. It's single crochet in the back loop. Super easy, good setup row to give it points at the bottom that are more crisp, shall we say. It's a different setup than I've seen before. Then the next thing I'm working on is out of Lion Brand Scarfie. This is cranberry and black. This kind of gives you, I'll try and shine it in the sunshine a little bit. Cranberry and black, there you go. And then the scarf I'm doing is on size 10.5 needles. it looks like this. It is called the Diagonal Knit Scarf. And I just pulled my needle out of there, so I got to put that back in very carefully because I was in the middle of a row apparently and didn't finish the row. Voila. But you get the idea. It stripes diagonally. You do a setup portion, and then you do this. It's a free pattern on lionbrand.com. All you have to do is register with your email address, and then you can get the pattern for free. They have a lot of patterns on there, as does Yarnspirations. I always recommend patterns that I've used, so I know this is a good, easy pattern. If you can knit in the front and back, knit and do knit two together for a decrease, you can do this pattern. It's super easy. I tend to pick super easy patterns for gift knitting, for charity donations, tried and true. You'll see the same pattern again and again. Like if you see puzzle yarn, you'll see corner to corner, because that's what I do. The next project that I'm going to think about doing after I get my first cardigan done is out of this yarn, which you can see is very colorful. This is Yarnspirations Super Saver Bitty Stripes. This color is called Cranbox. So you can see all the colors there. It has kind of a washed effect. I have 4 of these, and then I also have a black in just plain Super Saver. And that coincidentally is what I need. I may only need 3 of these for a cardigan called the Airy Stripes Cardigan. And it is super easy to do. I've started it with Roll With It, Red Heart Roll With It Melange, and a big twist that was in black that I had. And you've seen that before in a previous podcast. I got up to the armpits and then I stopped because I had to start doing holiday knitting. So the original pattern does call for this yarn, and it calls for, in my size, which is going to be a 3X, not a 4X anymore because of the surgery, a 3X. It's going to be out of the stripes. Now I was toying around with the idea, I may even make it a 2X, because by next year I'm not going to be in a 3X. So it doesn't really make sense to make a sweater, a whole sweater in a 3X. The other sweater that I'm making is a 3X right now. So I'm toying with the idea of just making a 2X sweater, and then I'll have more use out of it because I can use it next year. I mean, not that I can't use the 3X next year. It'll just be really big on me. So I am going to do a 2X in this, I think. And that is all that I'm working on right now. Got yarn all over my slipper. And I'm going to spend the day just relaxing today, Saturday, the 14th of December. I hope that you are having a good day and everything goes well for you. I hope that if you're doing holiday knitting or crochet, that you got that under control and you're not too stressed yet. Just remember, if you don't get it done for Christmas or Hanukkah or solstice, whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate at all and you just give out some knits and crochet items this type of year, just let them know it's not done yet. Wrap it in a box. Say it's not done yet. It'll be done by such and such time in January, maybe in a month, and then I'll give it to you. You know, most people will understand. You know, because they understand it's a homemade gift. It takes time. It's got creative juices going in it. That's my suggestion. Otherwise, just if you feel like you're completely rushed, just buy another present and give them the homemade item on another occasion. Mail it to them later. So I hope that you guys are all doing well. I am going to just relax and crochet today and watch some old classic Doctor Who. There's a Tom Baker one that's on right now that'll relax me while I watch. I kind of keep it on for background noise. So go craft something. It's good for your mental health, and I'll see you next week.